Hi guys, Betsy here with another Pilates Yoga Fusion class for you. So you don't need anything today, just maybe a mat, some space, and let's go. So go ahead, start in your tabletop, bringing knees underneath hips, palms underneath shoulders. Moving through just a few rounds of cat-cow here to warm up the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, release the gaze, really press the floor away. Inhale to open, exhale to round. Go through this a few more times. If you want to add any extra movement, maybe letting the hips rock side to side or anything else that would feel good. The head release. Let's find one more big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, coming back through center, pressing into both palms, send that left leg long behind you. Flex the foot. Find that neutral spine even here. So if that leg is lifted too high and you feel pain in that low back, lower it slightly. Hips shouldn't be more than level. And then send that right arm out. Find your spinal balance. Pressing out of that left palm. Hips, shoulders are still square to the mat. Big inhale here. Exhale, bring that knee underneath you, bring that palm to meet it. Give it a little squeeze in. Inhale, send it back out long. Exhale, bring it in and squeeze. So you should feel the core start to light up as you bring that hand and that leg to meet. Try not to let anything else rock around, so take your time with these. One more inhale, extend it out long. Bring that right hand to touch down underneath the shoulder. Bring those left toes to the back of the mat. And just find a little sway forward and back here. Releasing through the back of that leg. And then bring that left knee down to meet the right, switching sides. Send that right leg back behind you. Flex in the foot. So again, find the long spine here. Send that left arm out long. Inhaling. Exhale, bring that knee in. Bring that palm to meet the leg. Inhale, send it back out long. Exhale, bring it in, little press. Inhale, extend. Couple more just like that. Take your time. Find that stability as the hand and leg meet. And reach away. Last one. Reach it out long. Bring that left palm down to meet the right. Right toes touch back. Once again, sway a little here, back and forth on those toes. And then bring that right knee down. Walk the palms forward, tuck the toes, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Take a moment if you want to bend one knee and then the other. Release the head in between the biceps. Open through the palms, spread wide through the fingers. And then start to find some stillness. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels. Exhale, release the heels down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Moving through this, once again, getting into those ankles, those feet, the back of the legs. One more here. Inhale, lift high on the toes. Exhale, glide it forward, find your plank. Stacking shoulders over wrists, knowing you can always release those knees down. Starting out here, nice and strong through the legs, glutes are engaged. Step that left foot out, bring it back in. Right foot taps out, bring it back in. So a little tap side to side. Try to keep the hips stable as you move. So these can be super small. You can also have the knees lowered and tap and tap. See what you need. The next time that right foot steps out, going to hold. Now start to come into a side plank on that right side. Right hand underneath the right shoulder, send that left arm high. You can release that right knee. You can be down on both knees. Holding here, little pulses higher and higher with those hips. Try not to move in that shoulder. Just pulsing the hips, super small, up and up. For 3, 2, 1, bring it back to center. Step that right foot in, step the left foot out. Open it up, side plank, opposite side. Little pulses. Try to stack the hips here. You can also just hold your side plank, especially if you're feeling it a lot in that shoulder. Make sure that left hand is underneath the left shoulder. Squeeze the glutes for 3, 2, 1. Release it down through center. Release the knees. Bring the forearms down. Shoulders are underneath those, elbows are underneath those shoulders. You can stay here, knees down. You're finding the same amount of work. If you'd like to, pop those knees up. Maybe you challenge yourself here. Find that breath. Pull the tummy and squeeze the glutes. One more big inhale. Exhale, release the hips. Release the chest down. Take a moment here on your belly. Find your breath. Stretch those legs out long. Tops of the feet press into the mat. Release the forehead down, and then take those arms out. They're almost making a Y shape here. So not right in front of the shoulders, not out to the sides, at a little angle. Bring the shoulders down the back. Chest is heavy. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Next inhale, start to lift the chest. Lift the arms. Lower everything back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. If it's too much to lift the chest and the arms, especially if you're feeling a lot of pain in that low back, just lift the arms here. Keep the shoulders relaxed. We're going to be holding it high. 2 more. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Last one here, hold it up. Now squeeze those elbows in by the sides. Send back out long. Squeezing in and extend. Keep both hips heavy into the mat. Really find that squeeze into the ribs. Send back out for 4, 3, chest can always be lowered, 2, last one here, squeeze it in, extend, lower it down, take a moment, rock the head a little side to side. Then when you're ready, palms underneath shoulders, lifting up, finding our modified plank. Walking the hands in, so they're right about shoulder width. You can always pop the knees up if you want to take this to your full plank. Coming into tricep push-ups. So start to lower the chest between the hands and lift. Elbows graze the sides. So your range of motion might not be huge here. You might only go halfway down. Maybe you can go all the way down to the floor. If you start to get that little snake motion through the tummy, through the core, take a smaller range of motion. Make sure you're not leading with the chin. We have that long line from tailbone out through the crown of the head. Really feeling the backs of the arms as it presses you away from the mat for 4. Keep breathing. 3. Last 2. Last one here, lowering, lift, press it back, find your child's pose for a moment. Release the arms. Maybe you bring those elbows down to the mat. Bend the arms. Let the palms meet behind the nape of the neck. Breathe into the belly. Extend those arms out long as you're ready. Go ahead, come into your downward facing dog. Shake it out. And then deepen in the knees, look toward the hands. Make your way to a forward fold, top of the mat. Hang heavy here, bending into the knees, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Find a little sway. Find your breath. And then release the hands down to the mat. Start to roll all the way up. Sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Checking in that our feet are about hip-width distance apart here. We're going to come down and find our chair or our squat position. Hands can be on the hips. If you want, they can lift overhead or come out in front. Start to send the booty back. Look down. Make sure you can see those toes. Make sure more weight is in the heels and you have that long spine, that slight tuck of the tailbone. Lowering here. and lifting. So sitting low, squeezing the glutes to lift back up. Keep the chest open, keep the shoulders relaxed. Finding that extension of the hip at the top. Holding it low in 4, 3, last 2. Last one here, hold it low. Now maybe hands come to heart center, maybe they come to the hips. We're gonna leave that right leg, or excuse me, we're gonna leave that left leg the same. You can do whichever one you like, but let's start with that left leg. Staying nice and low. Step those right toes back to a lunge. So nothing is changing in that left side. And then tap it back in. Stepping back and in. Keeping the booty back. If anything, maybe you get a little lower as you come into that lunge. Holding it back in 4, 3, last 2. Last one here, hold it back. So find your nice long lunge here. Checking in, front knees over front ankle. Back heel is high. We have a nice hinge forward in that chest, but we're not dumping down. Core is supporting us. Hands to heart center. From here, bring it down an inch, up an inch, through that left leg. So right leg isn't changing. We're not changing the hinge of our chest. We're just finding a little press through that left foot. Make sure you're breathing, holding it low in 3, 2. Last one, hold it nice and low. Now keep the hips stable, really guide that left hip back, right hip forward. Start to twist to the left, come back to center. Little twist and center. So this isn't so much about the twist. Both side bodies stay long. We're not working those obliques. It's more about the stability, the work for those legs. So try to keep those thumbs at heart center. Staying in the middle in 2. Last one here, holding it in the middle. Now keeping this hinge, start to straighten through that left leg, bend back down. Straightening through the left leg, bending. So really pressing through that left foot, staying high on the right heel. We have 3, holding it low, in 2. Last one here, extend, bend. Bring the hands down to frame that front foot. Bring that left knee into the chest. We're in our 3-legged plank. Bring that left knee to the left elbow, slide it to the right. Little slide side to side. Keep the hips lifted. Try to keep them level. For 3, 2, shoulders over wrists. Last one, 1. Bring the foot back, drop the knees, drop down to that right side. Alrighty. So still working that left leg here. You can be up on this forearm, checking in that that elbow's right underneath the shoulder. If it's too much, you can also lower down here. Either way, we want to be still working this right side. So we're not dumping toward the mat. We're really lifting out of that shoulder, lifting that right side away from the mat. Bending the knees, bringing the feet about in line with the glutes here. Knees are bent out in front of us. Hips are stacked, so take a moment, making sure this left hip is right on top of the right. This left hand can come down in front of you, can come to the hip. Now glue those heels together as we lift that left knee, lower it down. Little lift and lower. Finding that squeeze at the top, relaxing the shoulders. Checking in as that leg lifts, we're not letting that left hip roll back here. Making sure we're pulling out of that right side as well. A lot going on even though we're laying down. For 3, 2, last one here, hold it at the top. Now keeping the foot flexed, bring the knees to meet, we're internally rotating. Externally rotate, bring the heels to meet. Bringing knees in, heels in. So we're just changing in this hip. We're not taking the whole body with us to make this movement. Make sure hips stay stacked here. Just Just the leg moving for 4. Make sure you're breathing. 3, 2, last one, and 1. Now bring the legs back down to stack. Keeping the shape of this lifted leg, start to lift and lower. So now we have a parallel leg moving in space here. So again, check in with this right side, make sure it hasn't dumped down to the ground. Holding the leg high in 4, 3, tummy's tight, 2, last one here, hold it up. Now little presses back and back with that heel. So you're just like you're scooting something with that left heel. Pretty small here, about 2 inches or so, just small press, so keep these controlled. Make sure that left hip isn't rocking back with the heel for 4, 3, 2, 1, release it down, nice job. Go ahead, press yourself up, take a downward facing dog, bend one knee then the other, let the hips rock a little. You find a big inhale through the nose, exhale, let it go out of the mouth. Deepen in the knees, look toward the hands, walk yourself to a forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, start to unwind to standing, sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Right, so we're switching sides here. I'm gonna flip around so we can see each other better. You can stay where you are. Go ahead, send the hips back, feet are hips width distance, come into that squat or that chair. Squeeze it all the way back up. Lowering and lifting. Right, so re-evaluating everything we went over when we were here before. Make sure you can see those toes. Really send the weight back into the heels as you lower. Squeeze as you lift. Holding it down in 3, 2, last 1. Meet nice and low. Okay, tummy's pulled in. Right leg doesn't change this time. Maybe hands come to hips. We step that left foot back, it taps in. Stepping back, lunge, tapping back in. Try to keep everything stable through the hips, through that right leg. Just that left leg moving. Holding back in 3. Chest is open. Last 2. Last one here, hold it back. Find your stability. So we have this hinge forward. Back heel is high. Lots of weight in that front foot, and that front ankle's right over the knee. Hands can come wherever's comfortable. Bring it down an inch, up an inch, pressing through that right foot. Super small. Relax through the face. Thinking about guiding right hip back, left hip forward. Holding it low. Keeping the hinge forward in 3, 2. Last one, hold it low. Nothing changes in that lower body as we exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale. So try to keep those thumbs in line with the sternum. So again, it's not about the twist here. We don't want to be crunching that right side. It's more about making those legs work a little extra as we're adding some movement in that upper body. Holding it through center in 3, 2. Last one here, finding that center point. Now start to press through that right foot, straighten through the right leg. You're still in this hinge forward. Lower back down. Pressing up and lowering. Back heel stays high. So majority of our weight is still over that right foot. Lower belly's pulled in, holding it low in 3, 2. Last full round, press it away, lower it back down, release, plant the palms, step that left foot back, right knee is into the chest. So we're in this 3-legged plank. Bring that right knee to the right elbow, all the way to the left. Little slide side to side. Keep the hips lifted. Keep pressing the floor away. Left leg is strong. For 3, 2, last one. Step it back, release the knees, release down onto that left side. Nice job. Okay, so stacking up, bringing the forearm or coming all the way down to rest on that left side. If you're on that forearm, elbow is underneath the shoulder. Wherever we are, we're pulling that left side away from the mat, bending the knees. Feet are about in line with the glutes here. Top hand can be on the hip, can come to rest on the floor. Glue the heels together. Start to lift that right leg, lower. So as we're checking in here, making sure that right hip doesn't start to roll open as the leg lifts. Relaxing the shoulders. Core is strong. Getting into that outer glute here. Really try to keep those heels glued. So you can make this a little smaller range of motion if you need to. Especially if that top hip is rocking open, just take this a little smaller. Holding it high in 3, 2, last one here, hold it up. Now start to lift. Knees meet, heels meet. Internally, externally rotating. So we're doing this through the leg. We're not moving the whole body to make this action happen. Internal, external. Keep pressing out of that left side. Take these with control for 4, 3, 2, last one each way. Meet back at center, let the legs stack. Now keeping the parallel shape in the legs, start to lift, lower. Keep the foot flexed. If you want to, you can bring that top hand to the right hip. Be a little more challenging than having it resting on the floor. See what you need. Leaving the leg lifted in 4, 3, 2, last one here, lift that leg, hold. Now little presses with that right heel. Once again, not huge, like you're pushing something with your foot, about 2 inches or so. Presses back and back. You're not going up and down with the leg here. Try to keep it lifted at the same height the whole time. Sure you're breathing, pressing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Press yourself up. Then go ahead and make your way down onto your back. Take a moment if you want to. Find a little twist, releasing through those outer glutes. And then we're gonna move into our core work here. So as you're ready, bring the legs back through center. We're gonna start with legs at tabletop today. Let the chest, the head be heavy into the mat. Then bring one knee and then the other to rest over the hips. So as we're in our tabletop, we don't want the low back arching away from the mat. Really think about pulling everything down and in toward that center line. Knees will not pass this tabletop point, so will not come in further than the hips. Hands press against those upper thighs. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. We're gonna find this little activation by pressing hands into legs to really ignite through our center. So as you're ready, press hands into the legs, legs into the hands, but nothing's really moving. Just pressing into one another. You should feel it start to light up a little bit. Relax through the face. Nice job. Now staying with this, we're gonna start to move through that left side. So keeping the right hand, right leg pressing in. Start to extend, left leg out, right arm overhead. Bring it back in, press. Exhale, extend. Inhale in. So as we're doing this, if it's too much, reaching the arm overhead, especially if you feel those ribs start to come up, just lift it toward the ceiling and then bring it back in. Same with the leg. It can come higher as well. See what you need. Low back, ribs should all be planted into the mat as we move. Find that little squeeze in as they meet. Exhale, release out. For 2. Last one, squeeze it in, extend. Come through center, squeeze into both legs before we switch sides. So again, pressing, pulling, and then keeping the left the same. Exhale, extend. Right leg forward, right arm back. Inhale to center. Exhale, reach. Got it. Keep the breath moving. Checking in, both hips stay heavy and level into the mat here. Find that press in, exhale, extend. For 3, keeping that press into the left side the whole time, so try not to forget about it. Last 2. Last one here. Bring it in, hold. Maybe you curl the head and chest, just an option. Pressing a little more. For 3, 2, 1, release it down. Take a moment here. We're gonna come back up, finding that tabletop position. This time, taking the chest with us. Legs meet, squeezing them together. Arms come overhead, release the shoulders down the back. Low back settles into the mat. Inhale, exhale, curl forward. Inhale, lower, exhale, curl. So as we're here, if having the arms forward doesn't work for you, you can always bring the hands behind the head and let the head rest heavy into the palms. Holding it up in 4, 3, legs stay stable, 2, last one here, hold at the top. Now shoot both legs out at that diagonal, holding here, breathing. You can stay right here, or maybe you take both arms back by the ears. You can always lower the head and chest and do this. We're just holding. Relax the shoulders, maybe take the legs just a little lower for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all in. Give the legs a squeeze, rock a little side to side on that low back. Release the feet down, maybe rock the head a bit. You can plant the feet, take a little bridge, open up. Any other stretches that would feel good in your body. And you guys are finished. Thanks so much.